Hello everybody, my name is Zen, and welcome back to more of our Wildstar beta coverage where we're going to take a brief look at crafting. There have been people who have made like hour-long videos on the crafting in this game, and we're going to condense it down into a few minutes. So, the main thing that you need to know here is that you have to go to a crafting station in order to craft, and there are different types of crafting stuff you can get, like weaponsmithing, armor smithing, you can get mining, you can get anything, right? But for the most part, the crafting part of it is incredibly special because there's a lot of customization that goes into the crafting, and I think it'll be the primary way people actually make money within the game. So it should be a lot of fun for people who are really into crafting to, experiment with and really get into. So the first thing here is that all of the crafting that you can do has like a tech tree that you can do. So you go down the tech tree and you learn things as you go. So say you have to like create 3 pairs of gloves before you can get a pair of pants that are different. And there's also stuff that you learn through patterns and whatnot. So there's all of that functionality in there. But when you're actually crafting something, that is where it gets exciting. So you have this menu that pops up and you put like, I'm crafting a weapon here, but you put a power core in, which allows you to have a certain amount of power, and at the bottom you see how much power you have, and then you get to choose a stat that you can add, and when you choose that stat, it increases the power rating on that weapon or piece of gear or anything. And with that, you're adding the stats that you need, and later on you have multiple things that you can add to weapons and gear and whatnot. And as you add it, like I said, it fills up that power bar, and then once you get to a certain point, you have a chance of failure. So if you overdo the amount of stuff that you're putting on a weapon it's like the power to actual what the gear is ratio, right? Once you overdo that, it gives you a chance to fail, and that goes up, quite a bit as you add more of it. But having like a 3 to 20% chance to fail, that's not a bad ratio. You could get away with making it and making a more powerful weapon than what you should have with that level of weapon. So you can essentially make some really good stuff. Like imagine you made a super good weapon that had like a 99% chance to fail, and you did it. You made that weapon. That weapon is going to be incredibly valuable because it's far beyond what it should be as far as the power of that weapon is concerned. So it's going to be really cool. But then you also have like cooking, and cooking has a completely different way of doing it. And I'm pretty sure like making potions and stuff is also the same way. I haven't experimented with that as much. But those have kind of like a grid system, and it's very confusing, but basically you have to match it up and you discover things as you go along with that. And it's really fun to craft in such a way that feels like you're doing a lot more than you really are. There's a lot to it, and I'm really excited for the potential of, end game crafting. But as you level up your crafting, you get, skill points, and then you can spend those skill points in a pretty, simple tree. But you do get enough skill points that you can get quite a bit of the perks in there, and it's a lot of fun. I think the crafting in this game is surprisingly in-depth, and I feel like a lot of people will be able to really get into it. If you're not really a huge crafter in games like in Warcraft or Star Wars, because you felt like there wasn't really a whole lot there, you just kind of choose from a list and you make an item based on the materials you have. There's no creativity there. You're not really crafting anything, are you? You're just kind of assembly lining it. In Wildstar, there is some creativity there, and you can make some different weapons that other people might not be selling on the auction house, which will net you a lot more money, because you can tailor weapons not only to yourself but to other people, especially in your guild and whatnot, and sell those things. And I think the end game crafting is going to be really where it's at. There's going to be a lot of stuff that you can do there, and I'm excited to see it. It feels kind of like Guild Wars crafting mixed with, a little bit of Elder Scrolls. So there's a lot of cool stuff here. I think people are really going to like it, and I keep saying that because I really believe it. But with that being said, we shall see you guys next time.